Endgame is a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. It was very entertaining to watch. It really didn't disappoint me overall. From a cultural perspective, because I coach boxing and things like that, I work with at risk youth. It would have been nice to see um, a more prominent black character in playing, like Shuri, for instance, which is Black Panther's sister. Wakandans being the most advanced, technologically advanced civilization on the planet, would have been able. It wouldn't have been far fetched to include her in on the Avengers team, developing the time travel technology with Tony Stark, especially the fact that she didn't show her dying, so it would have been in Infinity Wars. It would have been easy to bring her back and have her wit and perspective on the show, on the movie itself, the storytelling, and she's also a lovable character. So it would have been nice to have her. It would have resonated on a subconscious level with black people around the world, which is unfortunate that such a character was not included. Um, One of the other, I mean, War Machine was part of the cast, like the main cast, the Avenger team, but I just saw the movie last night and I didn't even remember he was in the movie at all. I had to go back and look, see who were the main characters that played. He played such an insignificant supporting role that I didn't even realize he was there. Um, I do remember that his get up for time travel was different, was more War Machine type stuff, whereas the others had a specialized suit to travel through time. Um, but again, an insignificant role, which is unfortunate, but again, doesn't really take away from the movie. Um, what I loved about the movie um, was the fact that they did have real human characters in the movie without significant power that actually helped the movie move forward and help the people, the superpowered people, heroes, do some things like Hawkeye, for instance. A human with just basic archery skills and combat skills that was able to lend himself to that role and move the story forward. And his loss, his family loss, his friend losing Black Widow, and all that really was it really resonated with me in the sense that he had some significant losses before the movie, during the movie, and was able to represent humans, non-powered humans like ourselves. I can more relate to him because it's easy for me to see myself training hard enough to become a super archer like him and things like that. So, in that regard, yes. Tony Stark, for instance, yes, he's human, but he has super intellect. I don't have super intellect, so I can't really relate to him. I appreciate and value what he does in the to make the movie move forward, but I can't relate to him. Um, of course, War Machine was there, but like I say, I couldn't even remember him being in the movie at all. But now that I realize that him being in the movie, I can I can't really relate to him because he's wearing Iron Man's technology. So it's basically it's an extended version of Iron Man, like a sidekick. So again, it didn't really do anything for me. So he represent black people as a sidekick really did nothing for me. Um, the quantum physics that they introduced are really fascinating me. I love science. I love quantum physics. That was a beautiful thing that they added to the movie. Some kid would probably see this movie and fantasize about possibly one day doing something like that in real life, and might go out there and become the next Einstein, and advance some of the things in string theory, and take the develop the next level of the Planck constant. So it's a great touch that they add that to the movie, and that really fascinated me. And I was watching how that progressed throughout the timeline. Um, as far as characters go, a few characters stood out to me. Thor, the fat Thor, still rose to the occasion. It showed that it's okay to have flaws, and or as long as you can rise to the occasion and really you can still strive, and it's a positive thing. It showed an imperfect being person, where a lot of us are imperfect. Even me, I'm working on my stomach and stuff. Being able to go out there and do great things, as long as you're willing to look past that and just do the work necessary. So it's a great message there. Um, Captain America using Thor's hammer, the original hammer. I can't remember what it's called. Um, where they went to the past, he got that hammer back, and he used the double hammers. Well, Thor, I like the fact that Captain America, who's supposed to be this goody two shoe, using that hammer and against Thanos, and you know, being not necessarily using the hammer against Thanos, but being able to even use the hammer and use the power of Thor, the hammer, to do battle, and the seamless interaction with the hammer, where he's using it kind of like he would typically use a shield, and that was a nice seamless. It's a nuance, but they use that pretty darn good, and being able to interact and call the hammer and all that, great, really great, great potential. How they did that. Um, I love the fact that the one person that surprised me in the movie, again, Scarlet Witch. She had seemed to be the only one there that she only had like a small role in the movie, but she had the biggest impact to me, being able to go toe to toe with Thanos and actually was, you know can show that she had the ability to kill him, and that really stood out to me. Her ability like that, and to me, she may not be the strongest, physically strongest, Marvel Universe character, but she is by far the most powerful that they've shown, um, as far as abilities. And if they ever do a movie about her, like really going forward, not in the past, but going forward, developing that power, I think she can go pretty much toe to toe with anybody, including Captain Marvel. Um, Captain Marvel, though, however, you know, she was unnecessary in the movie at all. I didn't see her being anywhere. She didn't play any role and could have been easily been removed from the movie. Why they put her in the movie, I'm not really sure. As far as from a storyteller's perspective. But she's in there. She played a small role. It was an insignificant role, but it was really underwhelming. I was looking forward to see something spectacular, spectacular use of that character, but it wasn't. Probably it had something to do with the controversy surrounding the Captain Marvel movie and the feminist movement and all that stuff. I didn't really follow too much on that, but it was there. I am aware of it, and that probably was a reason why her role was significantly reduced in this movie. Um, but overall, the movie was great. Um, the last surprising thing is Captain America at the end, when he's returning the time stone. I mean, not all the time, all the Infinity Stones back to the past, because they borrowed it from the past and had to place them back in the past because they no longer exist in the future. Which is a nice theory on time travel, that could be explored by the next genius in the world, that comes along. What he did, being able to wield Thor's hammer, do something selfish like stay in the past, which is now his future, and have a relationship with his girl, the girl that he lost in when he got frozen, and live a full, healthy life. He didn't even use a time machine to come back to the present. He just lived through up to the present and came back. Was sitting there off when they were. You'll see when you see the movie, if you've already seen, he was just sitting there. He didn't use a time machine. He just grew old and passed this shield on to Falcon, and not Bucky, because Bucky was in there. And what I found interesting about that because Bucky's supposed to be his friend, but for some reason I guess he had a better relationship with Falcon, so Falcon went and talked to him and he gave Falcon the shield. I don't see Falcon being a really good Captain America because um, the world isn't ready for a black Captain America. For one, from a social perspective, he doesn't have any superpowers like the original Captain America, so I don't see him being anything more than what because just with the she might be a Captain America with a shield and being able to fly around as Falcon. And again, I'm not a comic nerd, so I don't know all the powers and what Falcon can do. I know there was some movie comics out there with just Falcon in it, and some of the things that he did. So I'm assuming there's more to that. But as far as socially, nobody's really ready. At least the powers to be is not ready to present the world with a black superhero on that magnitude. Um, Hopefully you all like the video. Subscribe, ask questions. Endgame was a great movie, and it would be nice to see like a sequel to it about basically the aftermath of what happened. Even if they do standalone superhero movies, they would do it would be a continuation after Endgame of what they do, how the world continues. Hopefully they'll do something on Scarlet Witch. It would be nice to see the different companies come together and have Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, even like Silver Surfer and some of the other superhero movies that you see come together and collab with the Marvel Universe and cross over into that where the mutants, the X-Men come into play because Scarlet Witch is supposed to be Magneto's daughter. So it would be fascinating to see. So she's no longer a mutant, so in this movie, but hopefully it will be fascinating to see, the powers to be collab together, to put out one of the best like comic superhero type movie of all time. They'll probably make a lot of money from it. Something I would love to. I would see. I will go see, and a lot of moviegoers that love great storytelling will go see, despite some of the social drawbacks. I would like to see another Black Panther movie, but more like a superhero movie and less like a soap opera, which was like an action soap opera, which was I consider the last the Black Panther movie to be. I would like to see more of that universe. So again, like the video, subscribe. Y'all have a good day.